What is going on, everybody? It's a new day. Big progress on the El Camino today. We've got our list here. This is what is left. It's all just peripheral, kind of accessorial stuff. So we're going to get started today. I got to put one caliper on and then a couple ground straps, and we're going to try to, a carburetor, and
we're going to get the carburetor on, get the intake on, get the distributor put back in, get all the peripherals for the front, water pump, power steering pump, get the alternator back on, get the brackets back on, get the harmonic balancer back on. Basically get it ready to where we can start, and then we're going to start going over the finer stuff, making sure we go start at the back of the car, work our way forward, go back through all the bolts, nuts and bolts, control arms, just the ride height, stuff like that, and get it back to the point to where, and Jack is just itching to start this thing, but I'm trying to hold him back because I'm like, we got a couple things that we need to get in place and finished and fine-tuned before we start cranking that engine over. And plus we got to get it primed too. I mean, before we put the distributor in, we got to get it primed, get the oil up through everything. We don't want to start trying to crank this thing over with it dry. But I'm as excited as he is. I can't wait to hear this thing run.
Yeah, so we're going to be all over the place today, front, back, whatever. We're just going to set the camera up wherever we can. And, it's the stuff like this, definitely going the other way with it. Once you're putting it all back together, that's what takes up the time. So we're going to get started, and you guys are going to get to watch. So you can see here all these little things, just a bunch of little stuff, all the engine accessories and stuff like that. It looks like a ton of stuff, but it's really not. But one of the best things about working on cars and making them fast is the boxes. And we do love opening our boxes. So this is our new carburetor, Edelbrock 750.
We get Go Fast parts.
Go Fast parts. Oh yeah, we like that. And if there's a sticker,
and look, they give us stickers. Jack's got more stickers.
Yep, I'll take that.
This is the part that's always fun, getting these things out of here. Oh yeah, shiny Go Fast parts. It's like Christmas time. We get to do this all year long when we build these hot rods.
Christmas all year when you're working on cars. Yeah, so that is going to look really nice on there, especially with all the aluminum that this engine has. That's going to look really nice.
And all the chrome that's on it?
Yeah, all the aluminum, all the chrome, that's going to look real nice. Everyone, it's the end of the evening. You can see a ton of progress today. The headers are on, plug wires, power steering pump, alternator, water pump. Intake is all good. Carburetor's all set up pretty much. We're gonna have to get a new air cleaner. That one, you can see it actually doesn't clear the choke on that side up in there, if you can see that at all. So we're gonna have to get a new one of those. Also, you will notice this car is on the ground, and it let me see if I can, because it is low. It's got a pretty wicked rake to it right now, which I personally, as far as like the older stuff goes, I really like the kind of stink bug stance that you can do. But with that being said, we're definitely going to have to try to come up a little bit. Obviously, the springs are bottomed out as of right now just because we haven't set anything yet, but it is low. Yeah, it's a little better perspective. So next time we'll try to get the all the pulleys on the bottom and the belts on, fan shroud, the fan. We've got some oil in it, just some brake-in oil. It's already primed, so it's got oil pressure in it. Well, not anymore, obviously, but got oil pressure to it. No leaks or anything like that. So, yeah, it's been a long night, but we're going to come back. We're We're gonna get the rest of this stuff up onto this engine, all these little small things. And then hopefully we'll be ready to fire it here pretty soon. Let us know what you guys think though. What kind of stance do you like on these older cars? I mean, the owner wanted it low, and it's definitely low. But yeah. Alrighty everyone, it is a new day, which means there are new things to do with the El Camino. That much closer to being done, that much closer to firing it at least. So first order of business though, got it back up in the air as you can see. And the first thing we got to do is tackle this ride height issue. As you can see, springs are currently just bottomed out on the coilovers there. And so what we've got to do is, let's see, take this fancy tool here. Oh, there it is. Looks like that. And we're going to crank this spring up so that it sits higher up. Now, as we do that, it's going to want to push out more, which means when the car is on the ground, the entire suspension, if you will stay down more. So that'll give us, hopefully the few more inches we need, because right now that oil pan, the drain plug, it's just a bit low, a little too low for comfort. So we got to fix that. So that's the first thing we're going to do today. We're going to get started, and then once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and check and see how it looks, and then we'll go topside. That's not that bad. That's a good stance. We're at about almost 5.5. Header is just about 5. But there is the benefit that this is pretty stiff. Oh, it looks so dope. It's got such a cool stance.
Right, it's got that 70s vibe to it.
I love the 70s rate.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, it's definitely got that 70s vibe to it. But if you look at how the front tires are tucked versus the back, and you have to take into consideration, it's going to drop a half an inch to an inch. It's not terrible. Yeah, it looked real good. Even right.
How's our clearance on the back side? Oh yeah, that's good too. I was concerned about that. We're leaking out the pump.
Not worried about it. Whoa, a little slower. It's fucking shooting it everywhere. We get a fountain! We get a fountain!
Alright, that's locked.
How's your tie rod?
I mean, there's probably about 1/8 between that and the bump stop.
Yeah.
But when are you ever, full lock? Whenever I feel full lock in my car, I back off, just a tiny bit,
Right.
I'm not trying to stress my pump.
Sway bar links are looking really good right where they're sitting.
And we only made a little bit of a mess, everyone. Just a little bit of power steering fluid, but we went up about 20 threads or 21 threads. That's how I measure on these coilovers. Is you can, if you can see that at all, probably not, but you can count the individual threads, and that way you'll know kind of roughly how everything's sitting. Now, a lot of times you might want the driver side just a couple threads higher to make up for the driver, but in our case, you know, we can have it very minimally different for the customer for this to sit properly with them in it. So like I said, went up about 21 threads or so, and you know, everything is clear, nothing's binding, everything looks pretty good, but we do need to come up just a little bit more. I can fit like 2 fingers in between this control arm here and the bump stop, so actually even a little more than that. But yeah, just about 2 fingers, and we want that to be, I don't know, maybe 3 or so.
We got enough room for a fat guy to fit under it too.
Yeah, enough room for a fat guy to fit under it. So we're getting there. The cross member is about 5 3/8 off the ground, and the lowest point on the header is about 5 inches. So we want that to be just a little bit higher. So we're gonna go up maybe another 15, 20 threads or so and see how we're looking after that. Alrighty, everyone, I think 30 on the thread count is the magic number. You can see we still do have that cool kind of rake to it.
Nice.
But it is much more, a lot more clearance off the ground. So, and we sit a lot nicer in this wheel well.
Plus, it's over time, it's going to drop another 1/4 to 1/2 an inch when it's settling right. So
Yeah.
that'll put it right where I think it'll give it the best look.
Yeah, so when you do these new springs, all fresh springs are going to settle just a little bit over time, over a couple weeks, maybe a month or so. So I anticipate this probably going down, what, 1/4 inch you said?
1/4, 1/2
1/4,
inch.
3/8 maybe. But I think that looks pretty good. And let's see if you can see under here at all. We just, maybe it's hard from the perspective, but we got a lot better clearance on the cross member and the headers. So we're happy with that. I think we've got our stance figured out.